Good morning, everyone. It's a rainy day again. And guess what? I have to share this, of course. I went to town yesterday. It was 7 months. Been 7 months since I've been off the property. And I went to town. Why did I go to town? My daughter and her friend, they're called they're Pink Mural Design, and they paint murals, beautiful murals, not the graffiti stuff. I'm sorry, some people find enjoyment in looking at graffiti. I don't. Again, it has okay, whatever. I'm just saying, but they paint murals, and so their names are Chloe Wooten and Angelina. I don't know her last name. Oh, that's too bad. Well, anyway, so these girls went to school together, right? Yes, and then they went to the same college as well, and somehow they ended up together and are doing having their own little business, this and that, and they're amazing. I think they're amazing, and their work is absolutely beautiful. So the city of Hayden, in our little county, Leslie County in Kentucky, the mayor, Joseph Carroll is her name, and ah, my God, if you're struggling as a mayor somewhere in a small town, give her a call. She's been the mayor here for gosh, I don't know how many years now, and she is just this absolutely warm, beautiful human being who will listen to anyone that comes with anything and will do so much of the work herself. Anyway, so she commissioned those two girls to paint a Christmas mural for Haydn. And yesterday was the unveiling of it. And it was raining, so they couldn't put it up. The reason they couldn't put it up wasn't because of the rain or this or that, the weather. It was because there were so many other things flooding again, this and that, where the attention of the workers, the city workers, were needed, right? And hanging a mural wasn't the first priority. Yes, yeah. So we went there. We heard, of course, knew, and went there. And it's a beautiful mural. It's just absolutely. If there is a picture eventually on there, I forgot my tablet in the car, and it was a long way to walk. So I didn't get a picture taken, but there were other pictures taken. So I'm sure there's going to be some of them out there, and eventually I will share it. And it's just it's absolutely beautiful. These girls just have this just incredible, amazing sense of what represents something that someone would like to have, a and kind of like okay, not an advertisement just, but that's what they do as well, but just a sense of right the place on where it is going to be, how the people feel about it, this and that. And it's a beautiful mural, Christmas mural. Absolutely beautiful. Fits our little town of Haydn, our Leslie County, little county of Leslie County, so well. Just so well. Great job. These girls just did a wonderful job. So I went and okay, do I want to go? Do I really want to go? I mean, it's just, it's going to be a little thing. It's not like, but of course my daughter's going to be there, and it's a in her own little hometown. Okay, do I really? So this is what I do, right? Suddenly I had this thought, oh, I've been getting these comments and stuff from people say, gosh, we really miss your herbs and this and that. It's a long way to come here, okay? So I thought, oh, I've got all this Holy Grail tea still available, and this is what I'm going to do. So I ended up, the whole day, it was just like designed again, by God to make things happen. Right? In just this amazing, beautiful little way. I was upstairs resting. I thought, well, I have till 4 o'clock. Well, we're not going to leave until about 3:30. Well, so that which means I'm gonna have to clean myself up, and then okay, what am I gonna wear? This and that, and about I thought, okay, and about 1:30, suddenly I had this like, okay, you need to just do it, just don't leave things to the last minute. And on top of that, I wanted to take some of the time to bag up some of that Holy Grail tea and just take it to City Hall, okay, to our mayor, and because there's a lot of people going in and out that I know there, this, and that, and I'm going to just give it to her, and then she can hand it out, right? Some people, because really, why would you do that, this, and that, and or really, are people really going to care? Okay, you don't know our little town, okay? Besides, I just do things that, I'm going to do that. A lot of people sick here, and this Holy Grail tea has about 40 different herbs in it. Perfectly fine for pregnant ladies, perfectly good for children, or anyone that's on chemo, or this or that. That tea doesn't have anything in it, because I studied all of those herbs to make sure there aren't any side effects for anyone, okay? Perfect good tea for your immune system. Okay, so I come out, I'm all done, and I'm going to go and show off to my brother and says, what do you think? Is this okay? If I go like, yeah. And he's on the phone with my husband, who had a tree that had just fallen about 5 o'clock that morning, a big tree fallen onto the cabin of their father, my father-in-law. And so they're talking about, okay, we're going to have to do something about that, and da-da-da. And they had some help already. So we got all the chainsaws ready. So we're going, so what's going on? I said, well, I'm going to go and help there, while we're going to town. So when do I have to be ready? He says, now. Oh, whew. Oh, thank God I didn't wait till 3 o'clock to clean myself up, this, that, right? And get going on the tea first. So I got all the tea stuff together and what I needed. And I was already ready. He was got all the chainsaws and the trimmers and whatever, ready. And we were ready to go within about 10 minutes. Okay, so we're leaving. We go there, and I ended up doing all the herb stuff right there on my father-in-law's porch. This. Okay. It worked out great. Then my sister-in-law shows up. She was substituting at the school, and shows up there, and so here we are hanging together, and here they're cutting those huge branches, and every so often you hear a chlunk, and so we're going, are they okay? It was wet. The roof is wet. This, that, 3 guys, 2 of them older, 1 a younger dude, it's like, just stay safe, It was a huge tree. It did some damage, but not as much as one would expect with a big tree like that. So, right, again. And it's good firewood. Yeah. Anywho, so it's about 25 minutes to 4, and they're still cutting, and I'm going, Sis says, I'm going to go. I said, I'm going to go with you. I had enough ready in a bag to go of the tea. So we left. We get there, go in, and then we find out, it's not going to be outside. We're going to just have it here, for people to see, because there's nobody there to help to hang it up because of the flooding. The workers, all the city workers, were just needed other places. Okay, no problem. And my daughter's there, and Angelina's there, and it's just wonderful to see the girls, and then to see the mural. It's just like, oh my gosh, everybody loved it. And before that, I went in and I handed Carol the bag with the tea, and I said, look, I know there's been people who've been asking about it. So I'm going to leave it with you. And she just lit up. She says, can I have some? I'm going, of course, take as much as you want, and then just hand the rest of it out. Again, how that was received, and of course, I'm not getting money for it or anything. And it was just so beautiful to see. I haven't been in town in so long. Haven't really had, socialized with people in town for so long. And here, it's like this, like, whoop, it's like I've never not been there or whatever. And the 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 appreciation, for the care of the people. It was just so apparent in this mayor of our little town. It's just beautiful. It was just beautiful. Okay. I wanted to share that, on how just things in a way and how they work out. And it was and I was there and I felt, wow, that was a good decision to go and see that and bring the tea, because as I said, so many people here sick with the flu and strep and I don't know what, and to just be able to give back a little bit to the community with God's love, what God has out there for us, to get make a cup of tea. Cup of tea is always warming, always embracing. Just feels so good to drink a good cup of tea, doesn't it? Yes? No. Anyway, and to boost your immune system. Anywho, so let's get going. That's what I wanted to share. That was my outing yesterday after 7 months. And it was just so worth it. So memorable. Yes. So, Genesis 48. Jacob adopts Joseph's 2 sons and blesses them. Oh. Sometime later, Joseph was informed, your father has been taken ill. Oh, yeah, there was another. Jacob wanted to, be buried in Canaan. He didn't want to stay in Egypt. And, I guess there were reasons for that. People have certain ideas on, okay, go back to your homeland, this and that. I have to tell you honestly, since I grew up in Switzerland, this and that, what one think, well, where are you going to be buried? We have a graveyard here. And that's where I would like to, I don't know, whatever it's going to be, a wood coffin, and, that's a big hole, okay, go ahead, burn me, Really, what I would like is one of those boats where you get burned in a boat right here on our pond. Though it's draining now, so lower pond. That's what I would love. That's rather than being stuck in a furnace or something, or in the way that Native Americans, some of them did it. Natives did, where you build up this, where then you burn the body. I would love that. That's what I would love, to just go right back into, dust to dust, ashes to ashes, without any kind of, just a really simple way to go back, have my physical body go back into the atmosphere, right? That's what I would love. But we have laws of even about that, right? You can't just. So, but we have a graveyard here, and I don't want to go, I don't want to be put in a funeral home or anything like that either. I think that if people want to come and visit me here when I'm gone, or my children or whoever, on the graveyard here, and just come and say, hey, Danielle, I see you kind of gone, guess this is your last physical resting place. Yeah, I'm good with that. Yes? Okay. But Jacob wanted to go back, right? Yes? And I believe that if people have certain wishes, when it comes after their death, then that should be considered, especially also when they pay for it themselves. Don't you think? Yes? And people shouldn't fight over things like that. So, yeah, to me, that would not have mattered. Why not be buried in Egypt? Egypt, who has been so good to your whole tribe, this and that, kept your tribe alive, right? Yes? What does it matter, really? Because your spirit's not going to be stuck there. Shouldn't be, right? Yes? Your spirit will be free to soar, go wherever. Just saying. Anywho, I wanted to mention that. That came to my mind afterwards yesterday. So he's ill. So he took with him his two sons Manasseh and Ephraim. When Jacob was told, "Look, your son Joseph has come to you," Israel, summoning his strength, sat up in bed. El Shaddai appeared to me at Luz in Canaan, Jacob told Joseph, and he blessed me, saying to me, "I shall make you fruitful and numerous, and shall make you into an assembly of peoples, and give this country to your descendants after you, to own in perpetuity. Now your two sons, born to you in Egypt before I came to you in Egypt, shall be mine. Ephraim and Manasseh shall be as much mine as Reuben and Simeon." That's nice. I like Reuben and Simeon. Okay, all right. I can. Okay. Well, I'm not going to go there. It's what it is and how they phrase it. So Jacob was willing, even though, right, Joseph was married to an Egyptian woman, and he's not persecuting the sons, which kind of make, why would he anyway? This is all foreign stuff to me. I don't understand that, um, but with regard to the children you have had since them, they shall be yours, and they shall be known by their brothers' names for the purpose of their inheritance. When I was on my way from Padan, to my sorrow, death took your mother Rachel from me in Canaan on the journey, while only a short distance from Ephrath. I buried her there on the road to Ephrath, now Bethlehem. When Israel saw Joseph's two sons, he asked, "Who are these?" Didn't he call them? "They are my sons, whom God has given me here," Joseph told his father. "Then to bring them to me," he said, "so that I may bless them." Now Israel's eyes were dim with age, and he could not see. So Joseph made them come closer to him, and he kissed and embraced them. Then Israel said to Joseph, "I did not think I should ever see you again, and now God has let me see your children as well." Then Joseph took them from his lap and bowed to the ground. Then Joseph took the two of them, Ephraim with his right hand, so that he should be on Israel's left, and Manasseh with his left hand, and brought them close to him. But Israel held out his right hand and laid it on the head of Ephraim, the younger, and his left on the head of Manasseh, crossing his hands. Manasseh was, in fact, the elder. Then he blessed Joseph, saying, "May the God in whose presence my fathers Abraham and Isaac walked, the God who has been my shepherd from my birth until this day, the angel who has saved me from all harm, bless these boys, so that my name may live on in them, and the names of my ancestors, Abraham and Isaac, and they grow into teeming multitudes on earth." Joseph saw that his father was laying his right hand on the head of Ephraim, and this he thought was wrong. So he took his father's hand and tried to shift it from the head of Ephraim to the head of Manasseh. Joseph protested to his father, "Not like that, father. This one is the elder, but put your right hand on his head." But his father refused. "I know, my son, I know," he said. "He too shall become a people. He too will be great, but his younger brother will be greater. His offspring will be sufficient to constitute nations." So he blessed them that day, saying, "By you shall Israel bless itself, saying, God make you like Ephraim and Manasseh." Putting Ephraim before Manasseh, then Israel said to Joseph, "Now I am about to die, but God will be with you and take you back to the land of your ancestors. As for me, I give you a Shechem, more than your brothers, the one I took from the Amorites with my sword and bow." Interesting. Interesting on how still, in a way, the death of Abel, right, through Cain, still a problem. At that, right? It was still a problem, right? And still needed to be somehow restored. And I'm not sure if Jacob really realized that on why he was doing that, right? In a way. All right. Jacob and Esau, right? There you go, right? Did Jacob kind of realize that that kind of had to continue on still? And so, right, Ephraim was, right, was again on the right side. Okay, on the right side, the left side, does it really matter? Right? It's an interesting one. As I said, when you read through the Bible, you start to realize and how God always tries to guide the people to restore something. Right? Well, no, maybe nothing to do with your generation. Right? Nothing to do with your life. You weren't there. It's not your problem. Right? And yet, somehow the death of Abel, the murder of Abel, right, carries on. It just carries on. It has to be taken care of. And in the way that can be done is when the older ones, in a way, recognize the strength of the younger ones. Not just, okay, you're the younger one, I'm going to tell you what to do, you're going to serve me, this and that, right? The give and take. The give and take has to be there. And in this case, again, I don't think it's to slight one or the other or make one look better or because he's better or this. It has nothing to do with that. The willingness of, that's the choice of the elder, that the elder made. Are you willing to go with the choice of the elder? Right? Yes, Joseph obviously loves his father very much. And Jacob loves his son very much. So that should be understood. Then when other things come along, right, rather than suddenly forgetting about that love, right, just go, oh, okay, there's a reason for that. I'm going to go with my father's love, right, and trust my father's love. Right? Isn't that kind of the same when it comes to God and us, our heavenly parent? To go with, okay, not quite understanding what's going on here, but, right, yes, I've got to go with the decision of a good elder, an elder that has done good. Yes? Okay. Yeah. Well, I said, we're talking on the side of goodness here. We're talking on the side of restoration. And yeah, that has to be recognized as well. I feel like I have to mention continuously, we're working on the side of goodness. Because one could come up with all kinds of excuses and yeah, but you're going to have to include. I don't have to include anything that is not supporting God's point of view, his ideal, and the path of restoration. Yes, and one can join that or not, and that's kind of it. And whatever else goes on out there, well, okay, well, it takes time. It takes time to. One of the reasons I'm reading all them little children's stories, can you think, during Christmas time, why I'm doing that? I can't go out there and just, I'm not going to go and point the finger and say, you shouldn't be doing this. What are you telling children? Okay? I'm not going to do that. But I can balance it out. That's a solution. I'm not going to go and fight something that obviously seems to have a lot of support, or in a way that I'm going to say, what? Right? Again, if you wouldn't bring your children to certain things, then it wouldn't exist. Right? So, balance. The solution is balance. Then I'll just, okay, I'm going to try teach children during this month of December what we're actually celebrating on Christmas. Now, if you have another holiday that you're celebrating during that time, then okay, then you tell your stories about it. This is what I'm going to do. And yeah, that's the right hand of God on my head, isn't it? Don't you think? Yeah. I'm just saying. All right, so there it is. I think it's wonderful that Jacob got to meet Joseph's children as well. Why doesn't he want to meet the wife? Okay, well, it's at that time, right? Maybe she was there too, just not mentioned. It's a man's world kind of thing. But it's all right too. As a woman, knowing her place, she must have done a really good job as well, raising those children. Joseph is proud of his two little sons, and Jacob seems to be proud of his grandchildren as well. Yes, sometimes just standing in the background and basking in the wonderful is good too. Yes. That's what I wanted to share this morning. God's love and blessings always. May He protect you, and I will. I will read to you another time.